Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This session is for the month of March. As I am conversing in English, I am speaking in English. That means this video is going to be completely in English medium. If you are not comfortable with the language, you can switch to the Hindi session that is also there in the playlist. This session in English medium is recorded primarily for our students from Southern India, like from South India, from Northeast India, like students from Karnataka, Kerala, Telangana. Those students who are unable to understand Hindi well, we record a separate session in English medium, complete English medium for them. I'll start the session, but before starting, I really wish to tell you that I've actually put in a lot of efforts to collect these many points. I expect at least a like from you. So do press the like button, share the video with your friends, those who are preparing for any competitive exam. If that exam has the section of current affairs, this session is going to be super important for them. Channel should be subscribed, as in you have to press the bell icon along with that subscribe button so that you can get the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload from here on. I'll be starting the video, you'll be super focused. I'll actually be asking a few things, will be informing you about few things in between. Whatever I speak, that is going to be very important for you. So from the very first point, you have to be very focused. Let's focus on the first question. But you need to see the title is awards and prizes. As you look at the title, you are aware. If you watch my videos regularly, you are aware that I try to classify my video into sections like awards and prizes, like sports news, like books and authors, like government schemes. So such sort of classification is always there. Under this title, we are looking at the first question. Look at these three beautiful women here. 70th Miss World title we are referring to. 70th Miss World title 2021. Where this Miss World title took place, where was it held? The place was San Juan, that's how we pronounce it. Puerto Rico is the name of the country where this beauty pageant competition took place. First thing. We all are aware that everybody feels that the name of the winner is important. Everything about the winner is important, but you need to understand runner-ups are also asked in the exam. Everybody is aware of the name of the winner and not the names of runner-ups. That is why the names of the runner-up is asked more. So please, whatever I've written here, you have to learn that. The name of the winner is Karolina Bieliwska. She is from Poland. Karolina Bieliwska, she is from Poland. She remained the winner in Miss World title, which was of 70th number. Even the number 70th is important for you. Please learn that. Now, first runner-up, she's an Indian American. That's how the name of the runner-up becomes even more important for us. Shri Saini, she is from USA. She's an Indian American. Shri Saini, she remained the first runner-up. Olivia Yes is the second runner-up. She is from Cote d'Ivoire. This is the name of the country from where she belongs. Nationality is important. You just have to repeat the names twice or thrice. You'll be able to keep the names in your mind. Karolina Bieliwska is the winner. Shri Saini is the first runner-up. Olivia Yes is the second runner-up. The nationality is important, even whatever I've written here. The place where it took place or the number of the title is significant. Please make notes and keep them in your mind. When we move to the second question, the title is elections and appointments. Read that carefully. Elections and appointments. You can see these three people here. Who are they? Let's actually talk about them one by one. Why the first question seems super significant? The reason is the country is Hungary. Okay, the country is Hungary. That's the name of the country. We know that. We are not saying that they are hungry or they remain hungry. I'm saying the name of the country is Hungary. We know that. For the very first time, a lady, a female has become their president. That is what the news is. And that is what actually makes the news important, that for the very first time, they are going to have a female president. So the name of the president is important, and the party also, the name of the party is also asked. Katalin Novak is the name of the female president of Hungary, and she is from Fidesz party. She is from Fidesz party. Please understand that this question is important, first of its type. You know that Such questions are always asked. Now we are talking about IRDAI, that regulatory body of insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. So that insurance body, we are saying new chairman of IRDAI, Debashish Panda. This is the term of any chairman. IRDAI is going to have a chairman. Even further as well, now I'm saying the term we are talking about, that Debashish Panda's term is going to be 3 years. He has become the chairman of IRDAI. Learn the name, try to relate it with the picture, because the pictures are there for that reason only, so that you can keep their names easily in your mind. When I talk about the third question, next president of South Korea, Yoon Suk Yeol, and he's from People Power Party. Yoon Suk Yeol, he is from People Power Party, and he is going to be the next president of South Korea. We all know that South Korea is an important nation. Similarly, Hungary is an important nation. So if such sort of important nations are there, and if their presidents or prime ministers or important rank holders are getting changed, we need to learn that. Let's move ahead with the next question. Each and every page will have 3 to 4 points, and if you add them, obviously in total they become 50 to 60. So I expect you to learn all of them, and I have put in a lot of efforts. Till now you've realized whatever I'm teaching you is super important for you. So do press the like button if you are understanding everything. Now the next question is, next chairman and MD of Oil India Limited, his name is Ranjit Rath. I'll repeat that. Next chairman and MD, CMD of Oil India Limited is Ranjit Rath. The next point is Jai Shah. We all know this fellow. He will remain the president. He'll remain the president of Asian Cricket Council till 2024. He is the president, I'm saying, of Asian Cricket Council, and we are saying till 2024 he'll remain the president of Asian Cricket Council only. The third point is Jayati Ghosh appointed on UN Advisory Board on effective multilateralism. See, multilateralism, multi means many. When we actually talk about multilateralism, that many nations are involved, and somebody who's working on the relations of many countries, relations among the many countries, highlighting specifically highlighting that point. It is sort of multilateralism. I'm saying Jayati Ghosh appointed on UN Advisory Board on what? Effective multilateralism. So multilateralism or effective multilateralism, I'm referring to Jayati Ghosh, Ranjit Rath or Jai Shah. 3 of the questions are important. I am expecting that you are learning side by side. My repetition is always purposeful. You know that, and I always say that, because I really want that if I repeat often, probably it irritates you. But I think that way you are able to retain it well. So please understand that I am repeating it for a reason, that you should learn it. Now the next point is important days. Out of that section, we are going to see World Water Day first. World Water Day is observed on 22nd March. World Water Day is observed on 22nd March. The theme is important. It is going to be there in your exam. Groundwater, making the invisible visible. Groundwater, making the invisible visible. That was actually the theme for this year's 22nd March World Water Day. When I proceed, World Consumer Rights Day is observed on 15th March. World Consumer Rights Day is observed on 15th March. Now the theme was Fair Digital Finance. The theme kept was Fair Digital Finance. When I proceed with the third question, which is about World Sparrow Day, 20th March. World Sparrow Day is observed on 20th March. Now, I want to tell you something. That is, let's say if I write third point like this, you cannot consider it insignificant. Even World Sparrow Day is asked. 20th March is the date when it is celebrated. Please learn that whatever I've written, whatever I've collected, it is going to be there in your exam. Now, when I proceed with next important days, International Day of Forest? Even by listening to that, you are aware that such questions are asked. So International Day of Forest is observed on 21st March. The theme here also is important. The theme is forest and sustainable production and consumption. I'll repeat that. Forest and sustainable production and consumption. That was the theme kept for International Day of Forest. Now the next question is National Vaccination Day is on 16th March, celebrated, as in I am saying it was celebrated on 16th March. Nowadays, this sort of point is even relevant, even more relevant and even more significant. So please learn that National Vaccination Day. I need not tell you the reason why it is important, because you are already aware that National Vaccination Day is observed on 16th March. It is important. It is going to be asked. World Meteorological Day, World Met Day is observed on 23rd March, referring to that weather. World Meteorological Day is observed on 23rd March. It is world and it is national. So that's the difference. When I talk about the fourth point, World Tuberculosis Day. The state of India was very, very bad in tuberculosis. We all know that. And I have taught you such sort of questions in the past. Now I'm talking about World Tuberculosis Day is observed on 24th March. If you wish to learn it in sequence, you can do that. You can write it that way, like 16 March should be written first. After that, I'll be writing, International Forest Day, or maybe, after that, Med Day or TB Day. Write it in sequence, but you have to learn it. If I've mentioned the theme of particular day, that is important. That is why I've written that. So, World TB Day is observed on 24th March. Now the title is Sports News. You can see the sports personalities are there on your screen. One is Jhulan Goswami. We all know that. Ronaldo is there and Lakshya Sen, is there. So these three people are there on the screen. You can see their pictures and let's discuss why they are being discussed here. The title is Sports News. All-time leading goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo. It has to be, and he was rightly given that. So, all-time leading goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo. We all have heard a lot about this fellow. We just have to revise it. That he is getting some, more awards, or he is getting some other title, that all-time leading goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo. Now he plays for Manchester United club. And obviously he's from Portugal. That is also significant. So, please learn that. All-time leading goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo, nothing to be learned, you already are aware. Manchester United is the club for which he plays and he is from Portugal. When I move to the second question, now Lakshya Sen is there on your screen. If you are aware, if you have seen this fellow, it is not very difficult. Lakshya Sen wins silver at All England Open 2022. Why I'll be saying that this can be asked, I'll give you a valid reason for the same. This is All England Open 2022. It is said that no Indian, reached that level. It was 21 years, back that Pulela Gopichand, around 21 years back, Pulela Gopichand performed that well. Now, after 21 years, this fellow Lakshya Sen reached, this level. All England Open 2022 I'm referring to, where Lakshya Sen bagged silver. As he bagged silver, that means somebody won the match. He was defeated by someone. The name of that fellow is Victor Axelsen and he is from Denmark. If you wish to relate it, S-E-N, Sen or Sen, you can relate it like that. That way you will be able to remember that Victor Axelsen won the match by defeating Lakshya Sen, and I was saying that this Victor Axelsen, although he is from Denmark, but he was the winner of All England Open 2022. He stood at the second level. That is why the name becomes, important. The third point is about Jhulan Goswami. What is, important about Jhulan Goswami? Most wickets in ICC World Cup history. So the player is Jhulan Goswami. She is there on your screen. I'll repeat that. I'm saying most wickets in ICC World Cup history was actually taken by Jhulan Goswami. These are the three important sports personalities you have to learn. And I proceed further. I'll see that Winter Olympics are there. Although you have, studied a lot about Olympics, now what happens is the declaration for the next one is made. Then you have to be aware where the next one is going to take place after 4 years in 2022. I taught you a lot about Olympics. That, China, Beijing was the place where it was happening and all that. You can see the logo also. Now, I'm going to just repeat a few more things, that 2022 Winter Olympics was of 24th number. The one which will take place in year 26, it will be 25th. The host for it is going to be Italy. Winter Olympics in 2026 will take place in Italy. Italy is going to be the host for it, and the place is written here, Milano Cortina. 2026. If you wish to learn it, Norway is the first country, stood on top, remained first. China was the host. That's how you can, retain it. It remained on third number. China was the host. Norway came first in Winter Olympics. Germany, came second, and China remained third in the performance of Winter Olympics 2022. And 26 will take place in Italy. But the number is 25th. The number is 25th and the year is 2026. Now, 44th FIDE World Chess Olympiad 2022. 44th is the number. It is a World Chess Olympiad that you need to learn. 2022 is the same year we are in, and it will be hosted, as in it will take place in Chennai. So Chennai, 44th FIDE World Chess Olympiad will take place in Chennai. As it is taking place in Chennai, it is something of world significance, world level significance. You need to understand this sort of question is going to be there in your exam for sure. Now, banking and finance news are there. Those students who are writing banking exams, so I actually try to get many questions for them as well. So focus on these questions. They are very important, as well as they are very easy also comparatively. RBI's UPI service for feature phones is UPI 123 Pay. We all use smartphones these days, but there are people who have, who still use, feature phones like the one which is there on your screen. We all know that. If you look at such sort of phone, you understand if they wish to make payment to somebody through UPI, how is that going to happen? They use these feature phones for that. The UPI has been activated for such sort of phones also. By UPI 123 Pay, you can make payments by using this. UPI transactions can take place. Now, RBI's UPI service for feature phones is UPI 123 Pay. Now, I am sure you are able to retain it. National Payments Corporation of India, on device wallet for offline payments, UPI Lite. First, just look at the name. It is UPI Lite. What is that? Basically, for offline payments, whenever we make payments, we use internet for the same, and that we call it as online payments. Here we are talking about offline payments, because when the connectivity is in there and we wish to make payment, how is that going to happen? They want everything should take place digitally. So for that, offline payments are actually getting started. This is a on-device wallet launched by National Payments Corporation of India. But you need to understand, for offline sort of payments, you can maximum spend at a time, like payment limit for that is 200 rupees. It is that huge. But balance limit for that wallet is 2000. Please understand that in that on-device wallet, you can keep 2000 rupees. But if you wish to make the transaction, that is going to be maximum of 200 rupees. That is the offline payment, not the online one. Offline payment which has been activated by NPCI, and how you can do it? Through UPI Lite, you can do it. So this is the question, the minimum, the payment limit and the balance limit. Everything is there and everything can be asked. When I proceed further, the third point states that co-branded credit card launched by Emirates. You can see that is there on the screen as well. So Emirates, Skywards and ICICI Bank. Emirates, Skywards and ICICI Bank, they actually collaborated. They collaborated to actually bring co-branded credit card for people. So Emirates, Skywards and ICICI Bank are coming up with co-branded credit card. That was also in news. When I proceed, you can see in banking and finance, we are seeing that IFSC and MICR codes of Lakshmi Vilas Bank branches changed after merger with DBS Bank India. Now please keep that in mind always. When we make payment, when we make online payments to somebody, we are actually making an account transfer. IFSC code is required. We all know that. On checkbooks, we see MICR codes are there. On checkbooks, we see MICR codes are there. But when a bank is there and that bank is getting merged with other bank, those IFSC codes and MICR codes, which are actually referring to that particular branch only, if the branch is getting merged with some other bank, they'll be changed. So IFSC code and MICR codes got changed of Lakshmi Vilas Bank because Lakshmi Vilas Bank got merged with DBS Bank India. That is the only thing I was saying, that the merger took place. That is why their IFSC and MICR codes got changed now. That was the point. Now, RBI lifts curbs on new digital launches and credit card issuance by HDFC Bank. See, we all know HDFC Bank is huge. In banking sector, it is really huge. So, but if some sort of problems are actually there, if banking sector, as in if the higher authorities receive some sort of complaints about the bank, so they have to take some action. That's what they did to HDFC Bank. They had some curbs. They were stopping them to do something. And what were these things? They did not want RBI, that means I'm referring to RBI. So RBI did not want HDFC to get new digital launches. RBI did not want new credit card issuance to HDFC. But those curbs have been removed now. Those curbs are not there. HDFC can sell credit card again, can have new digital launches now. Those curbs have been removed. That is what I'm saying. They may ask you the name of the bank who had curbs and whose curbs are removed now. The third point is e-rupee voucher, digital voucher limit raised to 1 lakh. First you need to understand it is a prepaid digital voucher. E-rupee voucher is basically a prepaid digital voucher. When I say that it was launched by, they may ask you in the exam who launched it. So NPCI did that. National Payments Corporation of India launched e-rupee voucher and the limit actually got increased to 1 lakh. Now there's another point here. NPCI developed prepaid digital voucher. NPCI developed prepaid digital voucher, that is e-rupee digital voucher, which can now be used multiple times. That means multiple times they are stating something of that sort. Please understand that if you keep 1 lakh rupees in your wallet, you have to be aware that you can use it multiple times. That is why you're going to have 1 lakh in that account. How can you spend 1 lakh in one go? That is not possible. So they are saying that if the voucher is of 1 lakh, the limit has been raised, you can use it multiple times. That is what we are saying. So this voucher can be used multiple times. The limit has been raised to 1 lakh. One thing, e-rupee launched by NPCI. Please learn all these important things. They are the kind of questions which are going to be asked. In banking and finance, further we'll move to our video. But first bank to enter metaverse. First bank to enter metaverse, Onyx launch. The bank is JP Morgan. The bank is JP Morgan. That huge bank, investment bank sort of, of USA. So JP Morgan has become the first bank to enter metaverse. Onyx launch, that is there on the screen as well. You can see, you can relate it with the picture. So the first bank, JP Morgan, first Indian bank to issue Formosa bonds from Taiwan, and SBI is actually doing that. SBI is actually, doing that. That means SBI is issuing, Formosa bonds, and where they are doing that? India International Exchange. On India International Exchange, SBI is actually coming up with Formosa bonds, is launching, issuing Formosa bonds, and these bonds are from Taiwan. They may ask you the country, they may ask you which bank is doing it, they may ask you where these, bonds are actually coming up. So you need to learn all of them, and they are first of its kind. That is why they are even more important. Payments banks barred. Payments bank barred from accepting new customers, Paytm. RBI to lay out IT audit guidelines. If such a thing is there, everybody becomes scared. But I told you at the start that some curbs were there on HDFC also, but they were lifted. Now we are saying on Paytm. This time Paytm Payments Bank is on the radar. They are actually laying out IT audit guidelines for them. That is why they are saying that they cannot accept new customers right now. Next question is, states news are there. As you can see that the states are there. You can see the pictures, you can relate with that. There's one Scotch state of governance report in which they talk about the states, how their governance was. This was for the year 2021. The number one state obviously becomes important for us. So Andhra Pradesh remained on top. Second was West Bengal and the third was Odisha. Again, Scotch state of governance report 2021, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal and Odisha, these are the three states which remained on top. When I proceed with the second point, it is India's largest reclining Lord Buddha statue to come up in Bodh Gaya, right place for this statue to be there. Bodh Gaya is obviously the place associated with Gautam Buddha. We all know that. So the right place where this statue should be built. India's largest reclining Lord Buddha statue to come up in Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya is in Bihar. You can see the picture also. Mumbai's first South Asian city to be carbon neutral by 2050. Okay, now when in the exam such a question is asked, like the first South Asian city to be carbon neutral, they won't be emitting carbon, they won't be ejaculating carbon. That's what they are stating. See, the time is that far, we are not aware what is going to happen till then, but they are saying that 2050, but you will not be able to relate it with Mumbai. But Mumbai is actually going to be the city, they are saying that it is going to be first South Asian city to be carbon neutral by the year 2050. Learn that, because they are stating everything of that sort. We all know that in state news, there were new chief ministers which actually came in, and these people are N. Biren Singh. He got elected as the second time chief minister of Manipur. Learn that, N. Biren Singh, Manipur of. See, whether the person got re-elected or elected, you need not know that. Just learn the name of the person who is working as the chief minister there. That way, it is not that difficult. You've heard the name of this, fellow a lot many times from me as well. N. Biren Singh, Manipur. This Dhami, Pushkar Dhami, became the chief minister of Uttarakhand for the second time. Both the people are actually, coming up at the same place the second time. Bhagwant Mann has become the chief minister of Punjab. I'll repeat that. I was saying N. Biren Singh, Manipur, Pushkar Dhami, Uttarakhand, Bhagwant Mann, Punjab. So, learn these three questions, and next questions are government schemes. If you are still watching the lecture, I really feel that you will be able to, learn these many points, and if you have not pressed the like button till now, please do that, because I am expecting that from you. Government schemes are there. Everybody is aware that government schemes are asked more. Although they sound boring, but they are going to be there in your exam. So please learn them with full, passion. Number one state on intensified mission Indradhanush 4.0, Odisha 90.5%. Just look at this picture once. You can see a toddler, a kid is there and has, injection in his hand. That means this is all about the vaccination. What is all about vaccination? I am saying Indradhanush. Intensified mission Indradhanush 4.0, it is about vaccination. When I say there were states which had to be vaccinated, which had to complete some sort of vaccination, the state which remained on top with 90.5% vaccination done, completed, that was Odisha. The first question. The second is CAPF modernization plan 4 outlay, the expenditure for it was 15 to 3 crores. You need to be aware that such sort of questions are asked because they are also schemes. For that, government is providing them some money. If CAPF modernization plan 4 is actually taking place and government is spending 15 to 3 crores, 1523 crores on that particular scheme, then you have to learn that it has actually got extended till, as in it has the duration till 31st March 2026. So till 2026 it will go on. They are expecting that this scheme will be there. Donate a pension drive under PM Shram Yogi Man Dhan, Labour and Employment Ministry. Now, they may ask you, donate a pension was launched by, but you need to understand the name of the ministry is Labour and Employment Ministry. But if they ask you under which scheme, then under PM Shram Yogi Man Dhan scheme, donate a pension was launched. Overall, both are actually the schemes which were launched by Labour and Employment Ministry only. Now, when we proceed, development projects are there on the screen. Kavach, I have taught you a little bit about this. Kavach is basically associated with some sort of train projects. Kavach means shield. They are providing some sort of safety shield to that particular place from where the trains passes. Now, that network is huge in India. Train network is huge in India. They obviously have to start with smaller areas, and that area is only of 2000 kilometers, which they are protecting. They are providing some sort of protection to that particular area. The 2000 kilometer to be covered in 2022-23, not now, I am saying this duration, the entire duration, will be covered under indigenous automatic train protection system, and that indigenous automatic train protection system is this Kavach. So the name of this particular system is Kavach, that you have to learn. 22-23 is the period for which they are saying that will be able to cover 2000 kilometer, under which they will be able to cover 2000 kilometer. Under the next point is India's first fully women-owned industrial park launched in Hyderabad. I told you, and I generally say that every person says that if the first of its kind is happening, that becomes important. In Hyderabad, first women-owned industrial park is coming up. That is why the possibility of this question in the exam is obviously way higher. So India's first fully women-owned industrial park launched in Hyderabad. The next question is Railways first Gati Shakti Cargo Terminal, Asansol of Eastern Railway. Asansol of Eastern Railway is the a place I'm referring to. Railways first Gati Shakti Cargo Terminal. From where? See, we are referring to there's one particular place where loading, deloading sort of things of the material is taking place. That is cargo terminal. So Gati Shakti Cargo Terminal, or first of its kind by the railways, because there's going to be a particular area which is marked for this cargo only. I'm saying Asansol Eastern Railway has done that, has come up with such a thing. The next question is books and authors. When I talk about books and authors, I really keep that in mind, how important, how popular that personality is. We all know that Mamata Banerjee is important. We all know that Kiran Bedi is famous, and Shane Warne, as he died recently, we know that such a question can also be asked. The first point is about Mamata Banerjee, and one Kolkata International Kolkata Book Fair was actually taking place. I'm referring to the 45th numbers International Kolkata Book Fair was taking place, in which Mamata Banerjee's books were unveiled. The important ones I'm saying are they Duare Sarkar and Khela Hobe. These are the three books unveiled. They are, by Mamata Banerjee, and where they were actually unveiled, where they were actually, revealed. 45th numbers International Kolkata Book Fair is the place where these books were actually kept. Fearless Governance by Kiran Bedi. Fearless Governance written by Kiran Bedi. Shane Warne, I told you, he died recently, a cricketer, Australian cricketer. So Shane Warne's autobiography is No Spin. I expect, as he died recently, he was obviously, a very famous man. So his book, can be asked. No Spin is his autobiography. Whose autobiography I'm referring to? Shane Warne. Next question is Ungalil Oruvan. Ungalil Oruvan is the autobiography of Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. M.K. Stalin, indirectly I told you, the name of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is M.K. Stalin. His autobiography is Ungalil Oruvan. Please learn the names of these people. All 4 questions are super important. I expect that you are understanding everything, whatever I'm teaching you. International news now. That's the title of this page. So, international news at 14th India Japan Summit. PM gifts Krishna Pankhi to Japanese PM Fumio Kishida. First, indirectly, I told you the name of the Prime Minister. Name of the Prime Minister of Japan. His name is Fumio Kishida. When India's Prime Minister and Japan's Prime Minister, when they met, there was a summit between India and Japan that was going on, where our Prime Minister gifted something to Fumio Kishida, Prime Minister of Japan, and that was Krishna Pankhi. If you wish to watch the picture of Krishna Pankhi, Google that. Krishna Pankhi is an artifact only. You need not learn anything about it. The name is important. So, Krishna Pankhi was gifted by our Prime Minister to Fumio Kishida, and Japan is investing a lot in India. It is around $42 billion that they are investing in India. So, we are saying 5 trillion yen. See, when they may ask you in dollars, you'll be writing it as $42 billion. But when they ask you 5 trillion yen, 10 trillion yen, 3 trillion yen, then you have to answer it like that. That is why I've written both. 5 trillion yen either or $42 billion. That much Japan is going to invest in India. When we move to the next point, it is Bangladesh, India and Nepal finalize an MOU on motor vehicles agreement. Although they were thinking that Bhutan will also be the part of it, but still the conversation among Bhutan, India, Bangladesh and Nepal, that is going on. Now we are just saying that Bangladesh, India and Nepal, they have finalized an MOU on motor vehicles agreement. Now, please understand that when such an agreement is actually being signed, when motor vehicles agreement is being signed, now the connectivity will be better among the nations. Now the trade relations will be better among these nations. So, such an agreement is going to make trade and connectivity better. Now, it is written that Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal motor vehicles agreement to boost trade and connectivity. They have signed that, but the conversation is going on, among Bhutan also, as in, with Bhutan also. So, please read that motor vehicles agreement that we are talking about. As we are talking about international news, I am going to tell you there is an index in which we performed very, you can say miserably. Third, Dustalik, India, Uzbekistan joint military exercise venue, Yangyarik, Uzbekistan. As I'll be talking about that news also, first there's an exercise which took place. Dustalik is third of its kind. That means the third time it took place, third edition of it. We've already heard the name Dustalik. So Dustalik, third number is Dustalik. That means it took place earlier as well. India and Uzbekistan, these are the two nations. See, the number is important, the name of the exercise is important, the nations which took part, that is important, and where this exercise took place, Yangyarik, Uzbekistan, that is important. So, Yangyarik, Uzbekistan, third Dustalik, between India and Uzbekistan. What kind of exercise it was? It was a military exercise. That point is completed now. As I was saying that there is an index there's a report in which we performed, of this level. You can see that India's rank on World Happiness Report, how happy we are, just look at it, that 146 nations in total were there. Only 146 nations were there. Out of those 146 nations, we were actually ranked 136th. Yes, it does not mean that we ranked very high. It means that we are pretty low. The first number is of Finland, and it is the happiest nation. It is the happiest nation. You need to keep that in mind like that. Number 1 rank, Finland. See, when a rank or a report is there, when an index is there in front of you, you need to learn a few points. Number 1 rank was achieved by, which country? India's rank. Who prepares that rank? Who makes that? Who, publishes that report? So all these questions are answered here. World Happiness Report. India's rank 136th. Number 1 rank Finland. And it is made by UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network. UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network. So the right time to teach you International Day of Happiness is there on 20th March, is observed on 20th March, and such a report is going to tell you that how happy we are. Let's proceed further. Now, defense news. World's biggest arms importer 2017-2021. The period is even significant. The period is 2017 to 21. Now, when we say that world's biggest arm importer, that means we are importing a lot many arms, lot many weapons to our nation. Which country is doing that? India is on top. India has become the biggest arms importer. India remained the biggest arms importer for 2017 to 2021. Second is Saudi Arabia, pretty close to us only. Now, number 1 exporter. Number 1 exporter is USA to the world. Number 1 exporter to the world is USA. As in USA is actually selling its arms to all the nations. So the number 1 exporter. See, because if biggest importer is there, that means the biggest exporter has to be there too. So the biggest exporter is USA. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute has published some report, and in which they have mentioned that India was the biggest importer of arms during this particular period. Extended range BrahMos supersonic cruise missile tested from INS Chennai. What got tested? Extended range BrahMos supersonic cruise missile was tested from INS Chennai. So from here on, I'm going to wrap up. If you've understood everything, you can press the like button. If you could not, you can re-watch the video, or you can watch the video in Hindi also. Thank you so much for watching.